You're a billionaire who made your money in the capitalist system, in the free market system. At this point, the United States is really struggling with the issue of competitiveness and jobs. What would make the United States more competitive at this point? What is the number one thing that needs to be done?
No, I think actually the U.S. outlook is probably the best of the major economies today. All the entire global economy is suffering the after effects of a 25-year, what I call super boom, which resulted in excessive leverage, which needs to be unwound.
But is that saying that the U.S. is sort of the cleanest dirty shirt? I mean, you have still very high unemployment, very anemic growth when you talk about the added fiscal drag on the U.S. So what needs to be done?
No, I think inevitably you can't have the kind of growth that you had in the 25-year boom because it was excessive. So you now have deleveraging, and you do have the let's say the legacy of this large debt, which came from the collapse of the financial system. So it's really the bank debt that has been taken over by the government, and the only way to work your way out of it is through growth, and actually having additional stimulus, fiscal stimulus, actually fiscal stimulus combined with quantitative easing, where the central bank effectively buys the debt that the government issues, is about as close to a free lunch that you can have when you have unemployed resources. Putting them to work is much better than cutting back, going the wrong way.
So Republicans would just sort of plug their ears to hear this argument, but it sounds like you're calling for more federal spending in Washington. Do you want to see another stimulus plan from the Obama administration?
Depending on what it's spent. If it's spent on something that eventually would pay for itself, that it would increase, let's say, improve the infrastructure or education, that would be the way to go.